Hello, friends. My name is Nishith Shah. I'm a chemical manufacturer with 11 years of work experience. And through this channel, I want to discuss certain business aspects with everyone that I have learned through all this time through my experiences. So it is not any particular curriculum that I'm following, or it's not like any particular hardcore business concepts that I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to talk about general things that I have experienced in my business, and which I would like to share to the younger generation. Anyone who wants to start to get into a particular business, they want to do a startup, or if they want to join an existing business, then that should be helpful for them. It also helps me to really go back and think about all the decisions that I have made in my business and how they have affected the business. So today we will be discussing about partnership, whether you should get into a partnership, yes or no. Secondly, if you get into a partnership, then what kind of a person do you want to partner with? And thirdly, about how to maintain a partnership. So first of all, why do you want a partner? You have to find the good reasons and bad reasons. The bad reasons or poor reasons to get into a partnership could be something like you are too intimidated to start the business on your own. If that is the situation, then you should take your own sweet time. There is no right or a wrong age to start a business. There are a lot of people who start their business in the later life, and they have found success, and probably on a much bigger scale than someone who has immediately started off. So in such a case, if you feel that you're not very well equipped to do it on your own, then you should take your time. Don't get into a partnership only because you feel that it is a very scary world out there, and you just need someone to be by your side. The whole idea of getting into entrepreneurship itself is a fearless decision. So if fear is something that is holding you back and making you think of getting a partner, then I don't think that is a very good reason to find a partner. Secondly, I would also like to say that if money is the only aspect that you're trying to get a partner, like you want someone to finance your project, then I feel that it is a shallow reason to be into a partnership, because money can be raised in a lot of different ways. This is something that we will be discussing in some other session. But for now, I feel that if you are getting into a partnership only because of money, only because your partner is wealthy, and they want to invest in a company and get a major chunk of the stake in the company, then I feel that in the long run it will be a bit demotivating for you, because you will be the one who will be taking all the efforts in the business, and you will get a relatively smaller chunk when it comes to getting the profits out of the business. So if your partner is giving you inputs, if your partner is also actively involved along with you while giving money in the business, then that is a very good opportunity. But if that person does not have sufficient knowledge of what you are planning to do, then in that case I feel that it's better to borrow money from other financial institutions than getting into a long-term partnership just for the sake of money. The good reason would be, I have worked in a partnership, so you get two opinions for everything. Like, I can be someone who has a very aggressive approach, my partner might have a different approach, my partner might have a moderate approach. So when these two approaches, when they collide with each other, you come up with better decisions, wherein in your decision there is some form of aggression also and some form of moderation also. So it really helps diversify the risk, because for everything, whether to find a supplier, whether to find a client, the kind of financing that your company should go for, the interest rate that you should go for. So all these very important decisions that really help or make or break a business in the long run. You have two opinions, you have three opinions for everything. A lot of times you'll feel tied down, you'll feel that I want to do something but my partner is not really supportive. So you have to understand their opinion on the aspect and why they think that way. So the whole aspect of two opinions is really good in the long term basis. So this is a good reason to get into a partnership. And secondly, Obviously, if you are lacking certain skills and you have a business partner who has those particular skills, then that can really help. It can complement with each other. If you are better off alone, then nothing better than that. But in today's world, you can say that everything is becoming so much more competitive that more the brains that get into a business, it is better. Now, second aspect is what qualities should you look into a business partner. Now, getting into a business is almost like getting into a marriage. A marriage might sustain a lifetime, and so can a business. So when you are getting into a business, you have to think of a partner who you can work with pretty much all your lifetime. Because whenever you start a business, it's not like you think I'll do it for 3 years and then I'll do something else. You always start a business thinking that you will be doing it for a really long while. So you need someone who would understand you and someone who you would understand better. I personally feel that when you're looking for a partner, you should look at the very basic qualities of that person. Basic qualities like honesty, integrity. If that person is basically intelligent enough to handle the business in the long run. If that person is empathetic. If that person respects you, because these are the basic qualities that you require on a day-to-day basis when you are working with someone. Instead of looking for a very specific and filtered down idea, like I want a business partner who has been a Harvard graduate, or I want a business partner who is an IITian, so that that would really help my business and get the kind of leverage that I want. But honestly, I feel that instead of going for those hardcore credentials, you should look for the simple traits in that person. Simple traits like whether that person is honest in their approach, whether they are willing to take up any work that is required, like sort of dignity of labor. Because when you start a business, you will have 3 to 4 things that you really like, and you will have another 5 to 6 things that you have to do just to run the business, like the administrative part of it. So it really helps if your partner puts their hand into whatever work that the business has to offer. So whenever you scan your friends and your family and the people around you, you should look for the basic traits. And obviously, if they have certain qualities that you don't have, that would complement very well. So you can just note down whatever your limitations are, and if you find a person good enough who would fill in those limitations, then it would help the business. Thirdly, I would like to discuss about how to sustain a partnership. Now, whenever you are starting a business, there are going to be very less people that are going to be employed under you. You might have a lot of things at hand. So, really dividing your roles initially, I particularly feel it's not a great idea. Initially, both of you should do as much as possible for the business in terms of wherever troubleshooting is required, you have to work accordingly, and eventually you will realize what your interests lie, and you might eventually realize that you're interested in sales, or eventually you might realize that you like product development more. So accordingly, depending on your interests, automatically the roles will divide. And flexibility definitely is the key when it comes to sustaining a partnership. There might be times when your partner is going through a low phase, so you have to understand and you have to value their personal space. So here comes the aspect of respect. You have to give them the due respect that they deserve, and obviously you will be respected accordingly. So you have to develop a work environment which is not toxic, wherein people are not pushing their ideas, but they're putting forward suggestions which other person is listening properly, and you eventually come up with better decisions. So this is the key, that show trust, show respect, be very flexible when it comes to your partnership, and have a certain level of empathy. Your partner is a human. There can be errors by them, and accordingly you can also make a lot of errors while doing a business. You're making 100 decisions in a day. There is a possibility that 4 or 5 of those decisions might go wrong. So you have to show that empathy, and you have to take ownership of their decisions and your decisions also. So if they are making a mistake and if it is affecting the business, then you have to take ownership for that too, because yes, they have been handling it, but they have been handling it on your behalf, freeing you so that you can do your part better. So this is my idea on partnership. If you have any suggestions, if you have any more ideas about partnership, how you should sustain a partnership, how you should find a good partner, or whether you should get into a partnership or you're better off alone, you can put in your comments. I would love to discuss them with you over the chat, or you can write email to me. The whole idea of this channel is to share business ideas which will help make better decisions. I hope you like my session. If you like my session, click the like button, and do subscribe to my channel, as I will be discussing about on a lot of aspects of business and whatever I have learned through my experiences. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.